This is the gaming channel, and here I am with another video, but this time I'm going to finally be reacting to the Crash 4 endings. Originally I was planning to see if I could fully complete the game, but I know it's a massive game, it's got loads of levels, and it'd be very difficult, way harder than trying to 100% the Insane trilogy, which I managed to do, and so I watched the endings that way. But this one I think would just be way harder and would take way longer if I'd even be able to do it. So I thought, I'll just finally watch these endings, and then I can always just go back to playing Crash 4 and see how much further I can get in that game progression wise anyway, because, you know, if I try to 106% complete Crash 4, because of course this one's got multiple endings as well, hasn't it, apart from the normal one. If I try to 106% it, and that's like everything I suppose, absolutely everything I imagine, just to be able to watch the final ending, the secret one, it would just take ages, might even take years. I can't be doing that. I think I'd have to dedicate a lot of time to that as well, and there's other things I want to do, so other games I want to play and so on. So I thought I'll finally react to these endings and see what they're like, see what's involved in them. So let's have a look.
Engine abandoned his heavy metal lifestyle for one of smooth jazz. His album My Heart is a Doomsday Device is currently #1 in elevators all over the world. He'll be playing in the hotel bar from 3 to 3:30. Embryo was caught and caged after being mistaken for a flying squirrel. He is on display in the art of taxidermy at Ripperoo's Curious Cabinet of Curiosities. To fuel his need for speed, Oxide became hooked on caffeine. He was hired as the spokesperson for a leading brand of energy drink. He is currently in rehab and in the throes of a messy divorce. Without their master, Cortex's lab assistants found themselves in need of a new gig. They renovated his blimp, turning it into a successful pop-up shop, specializing in healing crystals. Dingo Dial franchised his restaurant operation, with Dingo's Diner rising to become the first name in chain fast casual dining. They closed overnight, with officials citing record health code violations. The original location remains open during its condemnation. After successful expeditions to El Dorado, Shangri-La, Atlantis, and a brief fling with some dweeb named Smathan Trake, Tana is taking a brief hiatus from her adventures to recenter. She's recently taken up scrapbooking. She's not very good yet, but she's getting there. After trying and failing to invent the world's first self-flying flying car, Coco found a new career as an esports champion. Don't forget to follow Kick-Ass Coco and smash that adore button. The Dimensions have heard nothing more of the Doctor's trophy since Crash foiled their plans. But evil geniuses are harder to squash than cockroaches. And as for me, well, let's just say I'm doing just fine.
Well, there we go then. That was interesting. I liked the art they used for the 100% ending. I think that first bit was the 100% ending where they're talking about what the characters are doing after the story. And it was also interesting how a lot of it was linked into Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, it seemed, as well, with nitrous oxide, and Coco, it said, being a racer, was it? And Nina was there as well. Nina Cortex, who is Cortex's niece, I believe. Because I know that she was added as an unlockable character in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled as well. I never would have thought, though, that voiceover was Crash. God, I can't believe that. I mean, really? I don't know. I'd seen little snippets of Crash in that booth, but I thought maybe he was like singing for some reason or whatever, but he was the voiceover. I don't know, I can't believe that. Of course, Crash doesn't usually talk either. And then, yeah, went back to Cortex there from the original ending, where he's on that beach or wherever the hell he is. And then, of course, Ooga Ooga pops back up. God, I mean... And I've got to be honest, I knew Ooga Ooga popped up as well, because I ended up being spoiled, so that was a shame. But that's all I knew about those endings, was just really the fact that... I might have known that the 100% ending was just like sort of artwork as well, but I didn't really know exactly how that proceeded, whereas I knew about Ooga Ooga popping up, returning, and I knew about Crash like talking or whatever, but of course he just happened to be the voiceover for that 100% ending. So how about that? Yeah, it's interesting now Ooga Ooga's popped up once again, so he is not dead. You cannot get rid of him. And I suppose it makes sense, because I mean otherwise, you know, it might have been a bit disappointing and a bit, you could interpret it as lazy writing, having him killed off at the start of Crash 4, which is what it seemed like. But no, he's back, so looks like he's going to probably give Cortex a good talking to, or make him do something again maybe, which is interesting, because of course in Crash 3 Ooga Ooga was introduced then, and I suppose it was revealed that that's who Cortex was taking orders from. Ooga Ooga was the mastermind, let's say, because before that we would have thought that it was just Cortex, but no, there's an evil mastermind. I suppose you could say Cortex's boss as well, but yes, he's back. So does that set the stage for Crash 5? We'll see. But I mean, at the moment we've got Crash Team Rumble coming at some point this year finally, so we'll see about Crash 5 if that does come along. Hopefully it does, and very much look forward to it. But either way, I might still go back to Crash 4 and see what else I can do on that at times. But yeah, I've watched the endings now, and I think it's best that I did, because otherwise it would have taken me, I think, absolutely ages to try and get to unlock those endings. I think with Crash 4 being as difficult as it is, it's harder than the Insane Trilogy, and there's way more levels, so it would have been way harder to get to those points than it was to unlock the endings in the Insane Trilogy. So yeah, I think it's best that I have watched these endings now. I suppose that secret 106% ending wasn't very long either, was it? It was literally, Ooga Ooga only popped up for like a second as well. I thought there might have been slightly more where that came from, but no, didn't even really speak, he just laughed. So, but I suppose it's a good way to end it, really, you know, ending it all with Ooga Ooga popping back up. He's going to have the last laugh, and he did, you could say, in Crash 4, so there you go. Yeah, good bit of fun there though, bit of a laugh there, some funny stuff, and just seeing what happened to the characters, especially with Dingo Dial. And yeah, that's that then, so that's that out of the way. I finally watched those endings. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this and other types of gaming content. And that is all.